Peace, family. How y'all doing? What's good with y'all? This is white privilege explained by white people. This is as simple as it could get. I couldn't get any different with it. Mean, I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't want to make it seem like white privilege is just conspiracy theory that only angry blacks feel. But this is coming out of white people's mouth. Hopefully you take it a little bit more serious now you see it coming out of a white person's mouth. Shot at him. Police ain't do nothing.
12-year-old Tamir Rice was shot by Cleveland police officer Timothy Lohman. Tamir Rice was pronounced dead at the hospital 9 hours later.
Let's talk white privilege for a moment, shall we?
I want you to admit that there is such a thing as white privilege.
White privilege means having the confidence to draw, point, and fire a weapon at a counter-protester acting like a jackass in a mass crowd with police less than 10 feet away. White privilege means that after yelling and shoot someone, you are charged with discharging a firearm within 1,000 feet of a school. White privilege means a known grand wizard of the KKK is treated by police as if he had just been shooting cans for target practice near a school. Whereas 12-year-old Tamir Rice was shot dead by police just for playing with a toy gun. And Philando Castile, he was shot 7 times from point-blank range during a traffic stop after voluntarily disclosing that he had a legally registered weapon in the car. Now tell me again how white privilege does not exist. Now let's for a second switch the races.
Yo, this fucking shit makes me mad seeing how backward this country is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm so angry. I got goosebumps. Like, bro, let a cop try that bullshit with me. Like, bro, I'm killing you before you kill me. Cause I don't got no time for that bullshit. I'm not Tamir Rice. I'm not Castile. I'm not them.
On this coward. Let's say he was a black man who openly drew and discharged a weapon at someone in plain sight of law enforcement. Would he be standing in front of the judge facing the charge of having a weapon close to a school? Hell no!
Exactly.
Say he had been attending a Black Lives Matter rally. How would this change the narrative? Would right-wingers be as silent as they have been over this act of terror, or would they be screaming from the rooftops about how this is what BLM stands for? Or better yet, say he had been a Muslim extremist firing a weapon at a counter-protester. Do you think law enforcement would have been too distracted by the crowd not to hear the gunshot? But this is just another reminder that protesting while white means the ability to do as you please while facing few, if any, direct repercussions. Let me take you back. Anyone remember Ferguson? Yeah, I distinctly recall tanks in the street. I recall unarmed protesters being pinned to the ground and as if they were enemy forces on the front lines of f***ing Afghanistan. But right-wing extremists can come to their hate party looking like f***ing Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando, and they are given the hands-off, don't shoot treatment and a slap on the wrist. Right-wing terrorists can be caught on video brutally beating a black teenager and walk free for weeks, only being held accountable after a huge social media push to condemn them. Oh, but don't worry everyone, the statues can sleep well at night knowing that law enforcement were quick to identify and arrest the 7 threats to public safety who allegedly toppled a Confederate statue. But we've heard this song for years. For years, armed right-wing militia have been turning up at their protests armed to the teeth, intimidating everyone, including law enforcement.
I will kill you. State trooper.
Anyone remember the Bundy brothers?
We need you to bring your arms, and we need you to come to the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge.
The group was arrested last February after a 6-week-long occupation on the Malheur Wildlife Refuge, during which they broke into a federal facility, defiled Native American artifacts and burial grounds, and threatened police and other officials with assault rifles and other weapons, only to be acquitted on all charges.
Just want to come out and offer you guys.
Wow. I'm really done with America.
Remember that time when 8 black protesters staged an armed takeover of a federal facility and got scot-free? Yeah, me neither. I mean, lo and behold, if a black guy takes a knee before a football game to highlight inequality in the arrest, sentencing, and use of deadly force against black bodies by the justice system, he is denounced as a traitor for disrespecting law enforcement. But as long as you're white, threatening to shoot law enforcement...
You telling me Kaepernick gets held for kneeling down during the national anthem, but a white right-wing extremist could shoot in the middle of a crowded protest and get charged for discharging a firearm near a school? That's supposed to be attempted murder. We're not even going...
enforcement, if approached, or anyone for that matter, or protest, well, you're just a good old-fashioned patriot concerned about preserving traditional rights. Time and time again, we find ourselves discussing police violence towards an unarmed black citizen when people on the right attempt to justify police response by suggesting that the victim was endangering the police who feared for their lives.
But maybe this officer was justified. Maybe this was a bad guy. Maybe he wasn't the gentle giant.
While here, we have an armed thug who opens fire, endangering the lives of several people, and the police response is nothing. No intervention, no effort to hold him any more accountable than an everyday jaywalker. He openly shot at a person. This shit is bananas. How about attempted murder? How about hate crime? How about unlawful brandishing of a firearm? Unlawful discharge?
Y'all see the fuckery that goes on in America? There go for you right there.